The problem is you forgot to do something important. Someone else pays the price. Now what should you do? This is chapter 11, Rusty the Wonder Dog, in my new book, Modern Fables. Modern Fables contains 51 stories about character, values, and choice. Short stories that make a point. This story about Rusty emphasizes responsibility and doing what you agreed you will do. I'm home, Tim yelled. Anybody here? His 12-year-old sister, Tess, responded. In the living room. Tim joined her there, dropping his knapsack, chock full of books, even though he was only in fourth grade. You're home a bit late, Tim. What's up? Played touch football after school. Did you walk Mrs. Kaufman's dog? Oh, no, I forgot. Better get over there before there's a mess. Tim raced the 2 blocks to the Kaufman's house. He had their key. When he opened the door, their beagle, Rusty, was clearly excited to see him. Rusty barked his loud beagle bark, wagged his tail, a welcome wagon, Rick would call it, and Rusty was excitedly jumping around as Tim put the leash on his collar. Tim and Rusty walked down Maple Street. The trees pretty full of leaves, as this was a late fall, and Rusty moved next to one of these maples, lifted his leg, and gave out a little spurt. Is that all? Rusty did not reply. The two returned, and Tim and Rusty went to the kitchen to get Rusty a treat. There was a puddle on the kitchen floor and an unwelcome smell in the air, and Tim thought, uh-oh, Rusty has had an accident. Tim pulled several sheets of paper towels from the rack and started drying up the puddle. Yellow, smelly. He opened a cabinet, found some Ziploc storage bags, and put the wet paper towels in them. He got some more paper towels and repeated the wiping and the storing. There was still a smell. What to do? He picked up the phone and called Sister Tess. Hello, Tess answered. Hello, who is this? Tess, it's Tim. Tim, where are you? Kaufman's house. What's up? Rusty peed on the kitchen floor. I dried it up, but it still smells. Wet a paper towel, put a few drops of dish detergent on it, and wipe the spot again. Dry it with a paper towel, then wet another one without detergent and wipe again. Then dry it all up with another paper towel. That should do it. I'll wait. Tim did as Tess instructed. A few minutes later, the smell was gone, and the floor looked fine. Thanks, sis. Bye. When Tim told his mother what happened, she told him he would have to apologize to the Kaufmans for letting them down by not walking the dog right after school as he had agreed, and for telling them what had happened. Mr. Kaufman thanked Tim and told him the floor seemed fine. No harm, no foul. It was not clear, however, whether they would rely on Tim to walk Rusty again until he got older and more responsible. When Rick got home from football practice, he heard the story and said he'd call Rusty from now on the Wonder Dog. Rusty wondered whether Tim would ever get there to take him out for his walk. That was chapter 11 of the 51 chapters of Modern Fables, my book, Character Lessons and Life Skills for success. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care.